Hello everyone, this is Neon Cupcock here, theslantshq here, reading you the Season 7 finale. This will contain spoilers, just an FYI. If you're at the end of episode Dark Gods, part 6, the last fight, you saw that Vargan was coming back, and if you read Border World, then you saw that the slants were briefly in a border world, and Oliver's Remus no Kohush was getting stronger. We are going to start with the mini-episode Prepping, and we are going to read Prepping, the finale, and the epilogue. The episode Prepping. On Drudkey, the slants design new suits of armor and weapons with Vectum Boxit, inlaid with a new powerful material called Vectonium that can store and release magic easily. The slant troop also get a number of GTO soldiers to help them during the final battle. Eventually, Remus gives a speech explaining that Vargan, along with the rest of the Conquerors, need to be defeated in order for galaxies to stay safe, and plan to destroy the main brainwashing matrix, which will unbrainwash a good amount of the recently recruited, quote-unquote, Conqueror soldiers and save them. He ends with, I will stop at almost nothing to defeat Vargan and the Conquerors. If it takes my own life, well then take me Kohush. Kohush is the man-amphibian god of life and death. The next episode is called Take Me Kohush, so you might be able to see where this is going. After Remus's speech, Slug and his giant mantis Charlotte join the other slants in battle, and are granted Vectonium-infused armor and weapons. Vectum Boxit procures a bullet with a nuke inside and gives it to Kyrus. The bullet will destroy the Conquerors' main brainwashing management machine, which will unbrainwash all the Force Conquerors members. All the slant troop, along with an army of GTO soldiers, head to Segan to defeat the Conquerors, and later arrive at Segan with the Conquerors and Vargan, who is joined by a lightning dragon that Slug and Charlotte focus on defeating. That lightning dragon was from the Solar Storm saga in Season 6, by the way. The other slants and the GTO agents focus on fighting Vargan and the Conquerors legions. A good amount of the non-brainwashed soldiers, along with the lightning dragon, help. Remus! No! Kohush! Keeps repeating in Oliver's mind. As the battle rages on, Kyrus passes the bullet to Vectum, and they both run into the main Conqueror space and fire the bullet. The bullet hits the brainwash machine, unbrainwashes all the Force Conqueror soldiers, and turn on the other members, joining the GTO army. Intimidated by this, Vargan orders his Conqueror's army to go inside the base and turn it into a fortress. The slants race toward the Conqueror's base and make it in right as the final barricade closes. With some help from both the GTO soldiers and unbrainwashed Conqueror soldiers, the slants make it through the Conqueror's base and eventually find Vargan, who starts fighting them. After most of the slants are knocked down by Vargan, only Remus remains standing. Now, let's see the next part. Something strange happens to Remus. He suddenly knows how to focus all the magic in his body as a concentrated beam, which he uses against Vargan, reducing a dark god to a pile of bones and dust. This beam causes Remus to lose consciousness and die. Yes, Remus is dead. That's the big spoiler. Before he passes away, Remus directs the rest of the troop, along with the soldiers, to the escape pod bay. Then his body is covered in rubble as they leave Segan. The slants are devastated at their captain's demise. They hold a funeral for him, concluding with a 30-foot bronze statue of Captain Remus being raised at the construction site of the main GTO base on Oro. This is, my friend Callum Stormleaf made this out of Hero Forge for Remus. Now, it is time to read the epilogue, which probably will be just as depressing as the finale. Reload it up now. Okay. The finale. The epilogue. After Remus's funeral, the slants break up. Indy and Oliver become reclusive monks. Zal-El teaches as a professor at Kurat Jan. Vectum Boxit grapples with depression over the loss of his son. Kairos goes into the stock market and becomes one rich snob. Dr. Weird becomes a recluse. Sora and Riku continue fighting the Heartless. Slug travels the galaxy in order to make a better name for himself and do heroic deeds, but without the other slants. Electivow works on his family farm while Court Struggle breaks up and comes back together a million times. Meanwhile, MC Rigo, it got cut off there or something, but MC Rigo, Warner Boxer, Erwin Boxit, and the warrior and the Agarian warrior Sechi form a band called Electron Shell, and their blues and grunge music makes the top of their charts, and their stuff is often played at Charlie's fights and in underground clubs and Charlie also bounty hunts with nothing else to fall back on. Meanwhile, while the slants long for Remus's captainhood, the only remaining slants are Adzon, Warden, and James, and Dr. Goodwell, who just continues working in the GTO. Meanwhile, some GTO agents, excluding Dr. Goodwell, are thinking of defunding and dissolving the slants into the GTO, as they have no real work to do. So life is bad. Stay tuned for soon enough coming up. Season 8, Episode 1, which probably won't be as depressing. Now, Cup Clock.